Joining me now to discuss Biden's immigration program is Javier Palomares, founder and CEO of U.S. Hispanic Business Council. Javier, thank you so much for joining us. Great to see you again. Now, President Biden just unveiled one of the biggest relief programs for undocumented workers since the Obama-era DACA program, which stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. With today actually being the 12th anniversary of DACA, tell us about the current status of Dreamers, as they're called, and what you think needs to be done to resolve this long fought over issue.
Citizenship for DACA recipients and undocumented spouses and children of American citizens is exactly the right thing to do. Credit where credit is due. I don't always agree with President Biden, but I'm 1,000% in agreement with him. I'm behind him on this one. Look, we have a lot of work to do when it comes to immigration reform. There's much yet to do in terms of the security of our nation, the crisis at the border, and other things. But of late, President Biden has done two things that I think are exactly what I expect from an American president. First, he's tried to resolve the backlog, and today's announcement about DACA and pathways to citizenship, again, for individuals that deserve it. At the end of the day, Tiffany, this responsibility, this accountability lies squarely on the shoulders of our Congress. Executive actions, presidential maneuvers are not the solution. They never have been. They never will be. At the end of the day, we need our members of Congress on both sides of the aisle to quit politicizing this issue, to work together for the betterment of the American people and certainly the American economy. Only Congress can pass immigration reform.
Now, part of the argument for giving DACA recipients a pathway to citizenship is that they are already tax-paying, contributing members of our society. Tell us more about that, how DACA recipients contribute economically, especially.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, Tiffany. Right off the bat, 90% are employed. In fact, DACA recipients have a better employment rate than their native-born counterparts, than American-born individuals. Their native-born counterparts have a 77% employment rate compared to a 90% employment rate among DACA recipients. About 400,000 of them hold either essential or frontline jobs like firefighters, teachers, nurses, doctors, policemen, and members of the military. So they're doing critical work for the betterment of the American people, the safety of the American people. When it comes to taxes, they pay a little over $9.5 billion in taxes, about 6.5 in federal taxes, and another $3 billion or so in state and local taxes. So they're paying their taxes, they're earning their way, they are employed, and above and beyond all of that, none of them can have any kind of criminal record of any kind. The minute they do, they lose their DACA designation and can be deported almost immediately. So these are the poster people. These are the poster children for the kinds of people you want living in our country. They're contributing to this nation, the only nation they know, by the way, the only country they know, and the country they love so much. So this is the right thing to do. It's long overdue. We need to come together for the betterment of the American people and certainly the American economy. Giving DACA recipients a pathway to citizenship is absolutely what the doctor ordered.
On that note, DACA recipients are allowed to work in the U.S. by obtaining work permits, something they have to renew every 2 years. But recently, we've heard reports of DACA recipients being unable to work and earn an income due to work permit delays caused by an enormous backlog of immigration cases. How widespread is this type of issue? What are some of the other challenges DACA recipients face working in the U.S. legally?
Yeah, sadly, the backlog has gotten to a critical situation. There are more than, I believe, 4 million backlog cases. And so the process, as you can imagine, has bogged down. I hear about this practically every day, either companies or individuals themselves that are reaching out to our association saying, listen, we're in a bad way. We need the workers. They want to work. They're incredible at the job they do. We want them here, but their work permit is about to expire. Their visa is about to expire. They're going through the process, but they're already being told that it's going to be months, maybe years, before they can renew their permits to continue to work. In the meantime, they're unemployed, and they don't want that. Our companies don't want that. Our economy can't afford that. We have a number of challenges, particularly when it comes to the renewal and their ability to continue to work. That's all they want, is to continue to work legally, continue to pay their taxes, and continue to contribute to the American economy. So I'm hopeful, again, that Congress will find a path forward and find a way to identify these individuals, give them the relief they need and the relief the American business community needs.
Now, on the flip side, DACA has been ruled unlawful twice over the past 2 years, first by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit, and then again last year by a Texas district court. Now, since its inception, it has been a highly politicized issue with both sides resistant to compromise. Why do you think it's such a politicized issue? How do we move beyond that?
You know, I can't answer as to why, but clearly it has been politicized and to the detriment of the American economy. Look at it this way, Tiffany. Right now, there are a little more than 8 million unfilled jobs in America. And there are about 6 million Americans looking for work that are capable and legally can get work. So if all 6 million of those Americans looking for work got a job tomorrow, we'd still have 2 million unfilled jobs in this nation. And that's where immigrants come in. They are the ones cleaning that room in the hospitality industry, roofing that house in the construction industry, putting that piece of equipment together in the manufacturing industry, harvesting that crop in the agricultural industry, and the list goes on. To demonize these individuals is not only disingenuous, it's absolutely wrong. It's an insult to the American voter. At the end of the day, if you added up all of the DACA recipients, all of the spouses, undocumented spouses of American citizens, and all their children, they would equate to just about 1 million people total. That's about 0.25% of our total population. So the demonizing has to stop. The fear mongering has to stop. We need to come together, work for the betterment of the American economy, work from both sides of the aisle to find resolution for this issue. It's the right thing to do. Look, we're America. We're a country that for time immemorial has honored hard work. We have honored our commitments. This is what this moment in time is all about. It's about honoring our commitment to these deserving individuals. It's time we did what America should be doing, finding a pathway to citizenship for these individuals that are paying their taxes, are employed, are doing all the right things, and frankly, are a boon to the American economy.
Javier Palomares, founder and CEO of U.S. Hispanic Business Council, thank you so much for joining us.